NBA on NBC. The 1997 NBA Finals. Tonight, it's Game 6, the Utah Jazz versus the Chicago Bulls.
Well, the Chicago Bulls making their way onto the court, seeking to close out what would be a 5th NBA championship in the past 7 years. The Utah Jazz, with other thoughts on that matter, they would like to extend to a 7th and final game of this series. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert, along with Matt Guokas and Bill Walton. A host of subplots involved in this series. First of all, Dennis Rodman, very much in the news. NBA Showtime will have more of that in a moment. In a sit-down interview, our Jim Gray will be talking with Dennis Rodman. And the latest on Michael Jordan's physical condition. Jordan feeling much better. This is the scene when he arrived about an hour and a half ago. He's apparently made it back from the difficult siege with the flu. Michael saying that he is certainly over what he faced the other day, looking much better, saying he feels just fine coming off that heroic 38-point, 44-minute performance Wednesday, leading the Bulls to the dramatic finish, but Michael Jordan feeling better physically. Obviously, Matt, is just excellent news from the Chicago Bulls' point of view.
Well, in sickness and in health, Michael not only wins, but he does it with style and a sense of drama. And no surprise, Michael Jordan's fingerprints all over the 3 Chicago wins. In Game 1, the winner over Brian Russell. In Game 2, total domination. 38 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, punctuated with the swoop to the hoop. And in Game 5, the ill-advised double team on Pippen with just enough energy, the monstrous three-pointer. The Chicago Bulls rely so heavily on his scoring, and his ability to get to the foul line will be a key in Game 6. I sense that Michael Jordan is almost out of gas and will make a concerted effort to end it tonight to avoid a 7th game showdown.
All right, as for the Utah Jazz point of view, Bill, what can they do to turn it around from the disappointing loss? How do they recover, in particular when they had such a promising start in Game 5?
Marv, Utah is repeating almost mantra-like all the cliches of a team standing on the edge of the cliff. Things like, we're proud, we're going to play real hard, we brought enough clothes for a real long weekend. But realistically, the story for Utah is one of missed opportunities, as John Stockton and Karl Malone could not get it done in Game 5. After a dominant start, Karl Malone stayed on the perimeter. They tightened up offensively. When John Stockton got to the hoop, he couldn't finish nor get to the foul line. In this dead offense, he often got caught in the air, leading to turnovers. Michael Jordan finishing strongly to Scottie Pippen. When his teammates couldn't finish, Jordan threw it down. Statistical analysis for Utah shows that Karl Malone has to have an absolute huge game. 20 points and 12 rebounds is absolutely not enough. Now the Jazz, they have to pick themselves up in the scrap heap one more time. Historically, they're not a great comeback team, but Marv, this is a team that's got to get it together right now, because there's no tomorrow.
Luke Longley and Greg Ostertag getting set to go on the opening tip. Ostertag coming off a very strong performance in game number 5. The Bulls with a 3-2 lead after snapping Utah's home win streak at 23 in a row. John Stockton controlling the opening tip, and game 6 is underway. Jeff Hornacek, who has not been shooting well, he's been playing hurt. They double up on Karl Malone and rebounded by Scottie Pippen.
Good idea, but terrific defense. Rodman just bumping him with his chest, forcing the fadeaway.
Hopper fires the 3. And Ostertag with the rebound and was pushed in the process. Foul committed by Longley.
Game 5, the big 3 for the Jazz. Very strong in the first half when they played beautiful basketball, but basically all of them disappeared down the stretch.
Once again, the Bulls are opening with Rodman against Malone. And the ball to Chicago.
And that time, Karl Malone not even battling for inside position, just willing to take that little shove from Dennis Rodman, pushing him out at 17 feet. If he catches there, he's got to turn, face, and think drive.
And as Bill mentioned at the start, Malone coming off a very disappointing game, particularly in the second half where he hit only 1 of 6 from the field. Shot clock is down to 4. Harper able to split his way through.
Well, Ron Harper started out the game with what I thought was a bad perimeter shot. Made up for it there. Shot clock winding down, challenging the rim.
Russell, guarded by Jordan. Stockton being played by Harper. And Stockton lost the dribble.
A good adjustment by Dennis Rodman, who, as Karl Malone started to go away from the basket, your tendency and inclination will be to follow. Dennis Rodman ran very quickly, helping out on defense.
Stockton, 2 terrible turnovers to start this game. That's not the way you want this to happen. You've got to get it big early.
Well, Hornacek and Pippen came together, and the foul on Hornacek. Jeff Hornacek has been bothered by recurring soreness in the right knee. He says it's just a little sore. He's had it iced down and said he's been bothered by the bruise from time to time. He's had 2 very poor shooting performances, though, last game, and then 2 games ago, 1 of 9. They double up on Pippen, who was able to recover and able to get the shot away. The air ball being handled by Ostertag.
Carl, this is not a Utah team that will make any excuses no matter what happens. Stockton way out of his game early. But Ostertag he has the rhythm on the defensive boards.
And Jordan lost it. And both clubs off to the shaky start. Stockton able to go the length of the floor, and he's tied the game at 2.
Well, the key for both teams is when somebody turns the ball over or takes a bad shot, long rebound, make sure you convert like that. Get that fast break opportunity.
Longway has shot well throughout the series. Rejected by Ostertag. But Russell not able to hang on. He thought he took a pop from behind.
No reset of the shot clock. Pippen has to fire.
Shot clock was down 3. Oh, the recovery by Harper kept alive by Longley. And Stockton is on it. 3 minutes gone by, and the game tied at 2. Here's Russell for 3. Way off.
Chicago starting slowly, and Utah is not taking advantage of that, Matt.
Well, a couple of bad perimeter shots. John Stockton coming down, launching that 3-pointer on a fast break. He will do that from time to time. Doesn't call for that right now. You got to challenge the basket. Look to get to the free throw line.
Utah one of their first 4. Chicago 1 of 7 here at the start. Single coverage on Malone. Looking for the backdoor pass, but broken up. Beautiful by Longley. Longley unable to handle that pass, and he should have.
Well, good pass by Ron Harper, who is the sharpest player on the court early on.
Crowd wanted to travel. They thought Russell took the extra step right in front of the Chicago bench. Hornacek fires and immediately looked over at Dennis Salvatore. He felt that he was fouled. Not much happening here at the start. Game is tied at 2. 4 minutes have been played. Rodman for 3.
That's the kind of shot that Phil Jackson just abhors. Took him out of game 4 when Dennis was playing with that offensive theory. Another fadeaway.
Not only are these 2 clubs not hitting, but the shots have been way off. Now Jordan met by Stockton. Jordan yet to attempt the shot. Here it is. And Ostertag with the rebound.
Oh, both teams totally out of sync. Neither team can get anything going. They actually need a timeout to settle down and try to figure out what exactly they would like to do with their half-court offense.
Stockton with the beautiful move to beat Harper off the dribble, and Harper looking around saying, where's the help?
Well, it was a totally different angle on the pick and roll, and John Stockton executed it beautifully.
So the Bulls won for their first 9. We'll be right back.
I'm Andrew Denton from Triple M. It can be quite a puzzle these days knowing just how to make ends meet. Sometimes even the most basic needs can be hard to afford. Triple M's Coats for the Cold is your chance to help those who really need help. Give us your old coats and we'll give you tickets to an exclusive Paul Kelly performance or a copy of his new album, Songs from the South. Triple M's Coats for the Cold, thanks to Channel 10. Help the Sydney City Mission and you won't be the only one sleeping easier this winter.
Every year, Australians spend millions of dollars seeing the beauty of Africa. For just $25, you can let an African see it for themselves. The Fred Hollows Foundation restores the gift of sight to the cataract blind. To help us, simply make a donation at any Westpac branch or call this number. We're looking to you.
7 minutes, 16 seconds remaining in this first quarter. A very shaky start for both teams. You see Utah up by the count of 4-2. Chicago has missed its last 7 shots.
Marv, Chicago has been sluggish in the first quarter throughout. Normally Utah has been the sharper team, but today all they've got is 2 John Stockton layups to go with John's 2 turnovers.
Utah Jazz looking to tie the series, which would set up a 7th and final game here at the United Center on Sunday night. Pippen, yes. And the game is tied at 4.
Well, this is a strategy the Bulls have been going through quite a bit with the taller Scottie Pippen working against just 6'4" Jeff Hornacek. It has been up and down.
Malone from the outside shot, which has not been clicking.
It was that little double clutch, that hitch on the way up that took it out of his rhythm. Nobody can block that shot. Just go ahead and shoot it.
And here's Pippen again. This time, Scottie Pippen going glass. So the Bulls lead by 2.
Brian Russell took a lot of criticism from his coach, Jerry Sloan, for doubling down on Scottie Pippen on the key three-pointer by Jordan the other night. Last 2 posts up for Pippen, left 1-on-1.
Shot clock at 6. Ostertag. And Pippen with the rebound. Scottie Pippen had a solid game the other night, although the numbers offensively do not necessarily show it. Longley spinning his way and rebounded by Russell.
Marv, when Jordan had the kind of game that he did in Game 5, anybody else's numbers are going to seem irrelevant.
Pippen, the basket counts and the foul. So Karl Malone will go to the line, fouled by Luke Longley.
Well, Scottie Pippen, shot clock winding down, just backing in till he got comfortable and just turning and shooting right in his face. Coming down in transition once again, getting the size advantage over Hornacek, kissing nicely off the glass.
Talking about the Pippen numbers the other night, 5 of 17, but did a lot of other things. Take a look at the percentage of the Bulls' offense. You look at Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, regular season, then on for the playoffs.
Generally, that number 58% is a bit high, but when the rest of the team for Chicago is struggling horrendously like they've been, Michael and Scottie are going to shoot more often.
Ouch. Oh, Malone. Draw iron, please. The game is tied at 6. And Brian Williams again has entered early. Luke Longley once again in early foul trouble. Just picked up a second personal. Now Jordan trying to go to work on Russell, and he got it.
Still pretty good defense by Brian Russell, thinking that Michael Jordan wants to penetrate and go to the basket. Backed off a little bit, going to see if he can make some perimeter shots. He got the first one.
You can't play him any better than he did. Jordan just too good.
Howard Isley has come on, replacing John Stockton. Malone with the move to draw the foul. Karl Malone headed back to the line.
Now Michael thinking drive, but Brian Russell backing up, daring Michael to take that shot. And so far in this series, Brian Russell has had a number of facials with that jump shot, but you'd rather see Michael make them from the perimeter before he gets some dunks at the basket.
Brian Williams called on the foul. Here's Malone, who barely caught a piece of the rim on the first attempt.
Karl Malone at the free throw line. In the postseason, the wins, he gets to the line a lot and makes them. In the losses, a lot fewer attempts and can't seem to find the range.
Well, anytime so far in this first quarter Utah has run a pick and roll type of play, they have got a good-looking shot. Everything else has looked very poor. They should stay with that pick and roll.
As we come up on 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter, the score is tied at 8. Pippen had it knocked away by Malone.
Karl Malone, first-team All-NBA defense as well as the MVP. His best play of the day.
Hornacek with the open shot. That's his first field goal. The Jazz 10 and the Bulls 8.
Hornacek can be a valuable offensive contributor if Malone has a huge game and draws multiple defenders.
And the foul, a hold on Malone. That is his first.
On the pick and roll for Chicago with Rodman, Karl jumps right out and pops it away. That led to little triangle offense for themselves. Utah and Hornacek, that shot will go down virtually every time.
And here's Jordan. Yes. And you can see Michael Jordan looking sharp here in the early going. Not appearing to force shots. He's attempted only 2 of 3. Hopper on that foul. And then Isley and Williams had words. And Steve Javie, they've called a technical.
It was a totally unnecessary play by Brian Williams. The ball had been whistled dead. Isley's penetration. And after he stopped, Brian Williams came over and put a forearm right into the neck and head of Howard Isley.
Well, Howard Isley has been such a key player. Oh, yeah. Well, it looked like Howard Isley anticipated some kind of physical contact, which he got. He had his arm up as well. So a technical foul on Brian Williams. Howard Isley has been so effective in his first stint off the bench, which is usually halfway through the first quarter. In fact, in Game 5, he engineered a 14-1 Utah Jazz run.
It's the Jazz 11 and the Bulls 10. 4:20 remaining in this opening quarter. Marv Albert with Matt Dukas, Bill Walton, Ahmad Rashad, Jim Gray. Isley with a nice move and then pops it back out. Here's Russell for 3. Yes. Ryan Russell has hurt the Bulls from the perimeter. He's been hurting it with the shot from downtown. The Jazz up now by 4.
He'll get a lot of those shots, Mark. He cannot ever hesitate.
Well, when you're guarding Brian Williams, you think of him as a left-hander, but he has developed a good move going to his right and has had a number of them in this series.
And Brian is playing at a higher level of intensity than any front court player tonight.
Isley was way off and it left for the loose ball foul. It's against the Bulls.
Well, Brian Williams actually turning, facing on Ostertag, had his head down. Tough to make a move like that, but Brian Williams is just so much quicker than Greg Ostertag, even though his fundamentals weren't correct, able to beat him with quickness.
But Ostertag doesn't seem to flex his knees when he plays defense. He stands there and waits and then tries to react rather than anticipate and dream about what the offensive player is going to do.
Foul on Williams. That is his second. Number 5. Chicago 15 foul on the Bulls, so Ostertag on the line.
Jeremy trying to calm Brian Williams down. Just play your game, forget about the rest, forget about the other team.
Dennis Rodman knows all about Steve Javie and Joe Crawford. He has had his problems in the past. So far, Dennis Rodman keeping his head in the game.
Dennis Rodman coming off a very emotional interview earlier on the Showtime portion of our telecast in a sit-down with Jim Gray, and Rodman fined a record $50,000, as you know, by the NBA yesterday for those derogatory comments he made about Mormons just a couple of days ago in Salt Lake City. Here's Pippen. Some concern here in Chicago that he might have been suspended.
Well, Jim has a way of making people cry.
Oh, I see. A 3 for Hornacek. And the Jazz up by the score of 18-12. I think we'll learn more about the Rodman situation. NBA Commissioner David Stern will be the guest on the Prudential halftime report. Pippen. Scottie Pippen going to the left hand, rebuffed
Jeff again playing with a very sore knee.
But Bill, he says the sorer the knee, the better he shoots. For some reason, I don't know if he's trying to convince himself or not.
You said that last game, too, about when you feel sick, you play better. I never felt that. I like to feel golden out there.
Well, Hornacek, 2 of 11 in Game 5, and then 2 games back, the 1 for 9. So he may be trying to psych himself up in that department.
And don't forget, he's being guarded by Michael Jordan, one of the best defenders ever. And when Michael really wants to put the clamps on you, he certainly can.
18-14, Utah with the lead. 2:40 to go in this first quarter.
A lot of dribbling.
Isley, though, able to penetrate off the dribble, and it's a 6-point Jazz lead.
Well, Ron Harper just having all kinds of problems with Howard Isley. The only time Harper got bailed out was when Isley took a bad jump shot.
Michael Jordan off the fake.
Generally, Michael will try to draw the foul in that situation, and he had Hornacek out to drive.
Jordan now 2 of 4 in this first quarter. Hornacek off the double team, lost it. Malone with the recovery. And the shot clock very much alive. It's now at 8. Russell for 3. Good box out by Rodman.
Chicago has kept Utah from getting to the offensive glass. They have dominated the boards in this first quarter.
1:45 to go in the first. Brian Williams, who again came out early for the foul play. Luke Longley. Shot clock at 5. 2. Jordan fires. Rodman trying to save the rebound, but
Just not a good possession at all for the Chicago Bulls, not running any kind of offense, just putting the ball in the hands of Michael Jordan, who when he catches right now is hesitating, very tentative, instead of either making another pass or make his move much quicker.
Hornacek cutting baseline, and Isley went the other way to Ostertag. Williams with the rebound. We're approaching 1 minute left in the first quarter. The Jazz up by 6. Williams setting the pick. Here's Pippen, and he drew the foul. So Scottie Pippen back to the free throw line. A reminder, you can join our own NBA on NBC analyst Steve Cyber Snapper Jones. That, incidentally, a reenactment. There's his online analysis on NBCSports.com. And Steve answering any questions you might have about tonight's game or the series in general while providing post-game commentary. Plus, after the game, you can listen in to the post-game press conferences via AudioNet. That's live online, all on NBCSports.com during the NBA Finals.
I'm really surprised at the way the Bulls have come out this first quarter with not attacking the basket. That time, Scottie Pippen was able to get there off a good pick from Brian Williams, but so far in the first quarter, Chicago Bulls settling for too many perimeter shots.
But they look like they're waiting for Michael Jordan to win it for them. But hey, they should realize that Michael's going to be a little bit tired, as you pointed out. They've got to step up. Their role players can play well here at home.
They also knew that Jordan was exhausted back in Game 4. This was prior to the flu symptoms. Could be looking to conserve energy for the second half. Dennis Rodman is called for the foul as first.
Marvin, practice today for Utah, a very interesting thing happened. Jerry Sloan fed up with the team. They seemed really flat. After 15 or 20 minutes of the shoot-around, he just stormed off the court and said, I've had it. I'm done with you guys. Then he went back and told the media that, hey, I'm not going to get down on my hands and knees and beg these guys to play. They got to come out and want it themselves. Another psychological ploy, trying to get the spirit back for the Jazz.
I think Jerry was so concerned at the performance of Utah in Game 2 when he felt they didn't compete, they weren't into it. I think he wants to make sure here on this floor that he will do something to spark them.
Now to 50 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Jazz 21 and the Bulls 16. Steve Kerr has checked in for the first time. Tony Kukoc on the floor. You saw Michael Jordan getting a rest here in the final stages of this first quarter. Shot clock at 7. Kukoc, who played a great role the other night, was pushed. Foul is called on Foster, who also just checked in.
Well, Greg Foster is a good matchup, Utah. Most teams have a horrible time trying to find somebody that can guard Tony Kukoc. Greg Foster can do it. He just had bad footwork, allowing Kukoc to come left across the middle, force him baseline.
Well, what a break, especially since Tony Kukoc has been unable to dribble and make any kind of penetration. He has become almost exclusively a three-point shooter, and with only 4 seconds on the shot clock, a very poor foul.
And now Jason Caffey replaces Dennis Rodman. Rodman with 3 rebounds. There's Antoine Carr coming on. Karl Malone with just 4 points, only 1 of 4 from the field. Tony Kukoc, who did a good job in game number 5. 9 points off the bench. Had that critical back tap to set up the 3-point shot by Michael Jordan.
Tony was huge on the offensive glass, which drew the ire of Jerry Sloan. Said, there's no way that we can win this championship if we're going to let Tony Kukoc dominate the offensive glass.
Jazz up 21-17. Carr. Oh, Antoine Carr with a nice turnaround move down to 8 seconds in the quarter. Pippen checking the clock, puts moves on, got the step. Rebound Hornacek, and time runs out in this first quarter. So a strong start by the Utah Jazz here in Chicago. After 1, they are up by 6 points. 1 quarter in the books in Game 6 of this best of 7 NBA Finals Series. You are watching the NBA on NBC.
A chance to support our great Australians of the future. That's what the Young Australian of the Year Awards are all about. Nominations are now open for awards in the arts, sport, community service, environment, science and technology, career achievement and regional development. Each winner receives $4,000 from the Commonwealth Bank, plus a further $4,000 and a holiday package for state winners. Nomination forms are available from these patrons. Support the Young Australian of the Year.
Winter strikes, it hits some people harder than others. The poor, and especially their children, suffer more sickness during the colder months. They can't afford to keep warm, yet they're the ones that can least afford to be sick. So please donate to the Smith Family Winter Appeal. Call 1-800-024-069.
Chicago's triangle defense has been absolutely ugly, mainly because Utah's defense has been so aggressive. Chicago has to go to their spread the floor, get some driving lanes, get some good passing lanes.
The Bulls have gone over 6 minutes without a field goal, trailing 26-18. We are early in the second quarter. 2.5 minutes have gone by. Ryan Williams working his way on Antoine Carr. And it's all Jazz to the board.
That triangle offense just turns into one-on-one basketball. Very difficult to execute in playoff basketball.
Fusion on the state of the Jazz. Stockton settles him down, calls for his pick.
Finds the open Foster. Oh, way off.
Watch your face.
And Scottie Pippen.
Oh, terrific job by Brian Williams, who's fumbled that rebound, but out of the corner of his eye, knew that Scottie Pippen released on the play, able to recover and threw the ideal pass.
Bulls went 6 minutes and 52 seconds between field goals. Now trailing by 6. Kukoc went for the steal. He gambled, but could not come up with it. And Shandon Anderson has been a presence off the bench. He now has 5 points. The Jazz are up by 8.
Well, a little bit of tentative play by the reserves for Utah. Uncharacteristic, because they have been strong throughout the playoffs.
Michael Jordan adjusting the shot, and he drew the foul.
Well, a wild shot by Greg Foster, and just a good job by Brian Williams to follow that. Usually they're tough to catch. They usually hit you in the head. And a smart play by Pippen just to keep on going as Brian Williams gathered himself to make the play.
But isn't that why you coach them? To keep their hands above their shoulders, to anticipate the ball coming off wildly.
Foul was called on Anderson, putting Jordan At the line, British Open champ Tom Lehman moving into a one-stroke lead, 4 strokes behind Tiger Woods, who has played his way back into contention with a round of 67 earlier today. Our coverage continues tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 in the West, right here on NBC. And the foul is called on Pippen for Scottie Pippen, his first.
That was terrific execution by the Jazz. Shandon Anderson setting the hard pick on Brian Williams to get Karl Malone positioned in the paint. And when Karl Malone gets it like that and the pass is delivered, first of all, he should have made the shot, although Scottie Pippen came over to mess it up.
But Matt, the game is getting a lot more physical the last couple of times down. Karl Malone working his way into the paint. You see in the 2 wins, great conversion percentage. In the 3 losses, horrible on the jumper. 9 for 35. That will not get it done. The shot's not falling. Get back to the basket.
And Malone is just 2 of 5 at the line and missing badly. Utah 28, Chicago 22. Both clubs struggling in this first half. Here's Steve Kerr. Brian Williams lost it. Morris has a 3-on-2. Stopped it. Finding Anderson. Malone. Rebounded by Williams.
Karl has no sense what the defense is, where it is. Pulling the trigger way too quick. But his defense is saving the team.
Both very fortunate to maintain position after it was knocked away from Williams. Shot clock is out of 5. Good coach runs the double. He thought he was fouled. Stockton running the floor. Bull's able to get back. Open opportunity for Anderson. And back comes Jordan. Here's Michael Jordan. So the Bulls are within 4, and the Jazz want to talk it over.
The Mega Sprite bottle. It's big. It's real big. But it ain't that big.
It's big to me.
Design World are having their end of financial year sale and you can save 10 to 50% on stunning leather and fabric lounges. Buy now and this quality furniture will cost you a lot less. Only at Design World, number 1 Parramatta Road, Granville.
So I pull into this gas station. Oh, classic oversqueeze. Watch this. Release the hounds. Perfect pump.
2037.
Even at the gas station, you can do more with the American Express card.
Can you fly like a Top Gun? Win the Grand Prix? Can you beat the best? Maybe save an entire planet? With Sony PlayStation, you can. Who you gonna be next? Sony PlayStation, it's great fun. Own one, because you deserve to win. Sony PlayStation, available of course from High Tech World. High Tech World, the future is here.
Design World are having their end of financial year sale and you can save 10 to 50% on quality lounges and occasional furniture. Enhance your home with furniture from around the globe and make huge savings only at Design World. Number 1 Parramatta Road, Granville.
The Iceman have come.
What was he wearing? A long black robe and carrying a safe?
And his victims are snap frozen.
Oh, this man's an icicle.
He's here to erase those who have destroyed the past.
Says you're already in the building.
The present.
You know who this old man is, don't you?
The future.
Who are you?
And to confront his greatest nemesis.
How did the old man come to possess a compound that you yourself admit doesn't exist?
The enemy within.
I figured this is where I'd go to stop myself.
The X-Files. 8:30 Wednesday on 10.
The Jazz only 2 of their last 12 this after a 7-minute drought that the Bulls went through. Unable to hit a field goal for nearly 7. 34-second buzzer went off. Phil Jackson of the Bulls claimed that shot should not have counted, but it does. Brian Russell with a 3.
The players have to adjust to what Matt was talking about. The refs aren't going to call anything. Michael's the only player that sensed that at this point.
Utah by 7. Jordan for 3. And rebounded by Morris. Chris Morris continues to play well. This time put the brakes on. Bad pass. And a steal and saved by Kukoc.
Offensive foul on Scottie Pippen. Trying to free up Jordan in the back court with a little bit of a screen. Phil Jackson extremely upset with the lack of call here. And Scottie Pippen just pushed Brian Russell over.
And that's number 2 committed by Pippen. Stockton setting it up on Kerr. Trying to use the screen. Russell for 3. Yes. Beautiful setup. Malone came over to set that wide pick up high, and it freed up Brian Russell.
Are the athletic role players for Utah. Anderson, Chris Morris, and Brian Russell are playing terrific. Oh, that's a good block there. Tough ball against Chris Morris.
Well, the foul on Morris.
Scottie Pippen coming down to double team. A good gamble there with the shot clock winding down, but Karl Malone delivering just on time to Russell. And then once again, Scottie Pippen rotating to the open man, leaving his man alone, as Brian Russell is almost too open.
Well, Scottie Pippen's playing the kind of defense that Brian Russell was playing early in the series. Gambling, trying to make every sort of steal.
Brian Russell, Chicago native. Spent his early years here in Chicago, then moved to California, began playing basketball at the age of 11. He's hit 3 of 5 now from three-point range. The Jazz up 34-26.
Well, that kind of gambling defense by Scottie Pippen, which was so important in the fourth quarter of Game 5, very effective because the Jazz didn't react, or able to convert those open shots.
Brian Williams trying to draw the charge. Morris with a bad pass. Utah getting back. They double up on Pippen, who finds Kukoc. Took advantage of the mismatch against Stockton. So that's the first foul charge to Stockton.
Marv, what makes it so difficult to ever have a chance to beating the Chicago Bulls is how versatile they are. Besides Jordan and Pippen, you got Rodman and Kukoc and Brian Williams, all who are 6'9", 6'10", who can handle the ball, drive to the hoop. Kukoc's playing a lot better in the finals here. You see it in the Eastern Finals against Miami, could not find the basket, but now pretty much there from three-point land, although his overall percentage is low.
Well, at least in this ball game, Tony Kukoc is trying to do some things inside. Ran a little post up earlier. That time on the break, going to the basket. He just can't settle for the threes, despite the fact he is shooting them so well.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half, and the Jazz leading 34-27. Malone's in position and was fouled. That's number 3 on Brian Williams.
Brian Williams so frustrated. That's an outstanding pick by Shannon Anderson, and that's what sets up Karl Malone with that excellent position. But as strong as Karl Malone is, for years and years, he's been able to finish off that play with a score and a chance at a three-point play. I didn't think Brian Williams hit him hard enough to force the miss.
I sense a little bit of lack of confidence in Karl Malone, the way he's missing those easy shots around the basket now.
Well, it's been like that from throughout the whole series, with the exception of Game 3 for Karl Malone. This burden of carrying that MVP has been very tough. And in the 2 wins, you see what a difference. 30 points a game, the good shooting, especially from the free throw line. And when he struggles, the Jazz certainly do as well.
And Malone, a 76% free throw shooter during the regular season, is struggling at the line. He's 2 of 6 at the line tonight. Dennis Rodman has just returned, able to collar his 4th rebound. So Utah up by 7 with just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Rodman being challenged by Malone to take that deep shot. Shot clock at 3. Here's Jordan putting moves on Malone and fouled. Well, Karl Malone went outside to defend on Michael Jordan and picked up a second foul.
You could just see the electricity in the arena light up as soon as the MVPs matched up for one of the few times this series, and Michael took him off the dribble. He just has, Jordan, an unbelievable sense of when the guy is off balance, and the MVP chant has started up here in Chicago.
And obviously Karl Malone very unhappy with that call by Steve Janvey, with all the banging going on. He's going to say, are you going to call that? The hand is part of the ball, and normally you would get that call, but of course it's Michael Jordan shooting it in the United Center in Chicago.
Both teams are over the foul limit with lots of time remaining in the first half. Just 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go, and both teams have hit the 5-foul limit. Off-balance shot, another bad one by Russell.
Shandon Anderson did not hold the screen, and that kept Brandon Russell from getting open. What a pass, Jordan.
And give it a strip. Last touch by Bushlow. Steve Janvey went flying over the far side as he made the call.
Oh, what a recovery by John Stockton as Jordan made the play. It looked like Stockton was out of it as he tried to get in front of Michael Jordan. Didn't quit on it. Recovered enough to knock it out of the grasp of Scottie Pippen and hustle down the loose ball.
Oh, Bushler could have been called for a foul there. Janvey said, forget about it. Just let him go. Utah ball out of bounds.
Malone, the off-balance shot. Karl Malone, 1 of 6 from the field. That was his second half total in the night in Salt Lake City. 1 of 6 from the field, 2 of 7 at the line. It has been a horrendous first half for Karl Malone. Now here's Jordan putting moves on Stockton, and way off as he tried to adjust. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Marv, after that last shot, Jerry Sloan walked down to the end of the bench here and he screamed to all his players, what is he doing? He, referring to Malone, didn't get any answers. Marv?
All right, Jim. Chicago actually in the midst of a 5-0 run, cut into a 10-point deficit, but John Stockton able to put an end to that run. Utah up by 7. How about Chicago with 29 points and just under 3 minutes remaining in the first half? Jordan for 3. Yes. Still tough to get a feel on the physical condition of Michael Jordan, who's coming off the flu, very queasy the other day. 4 of 10 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line. He has 14 points. And the funnel by Malone. So Karl Malone with only his second field goal, and it's the Jazz by 6.
I think Michael has been conserving himself throughout the series, picking his spots. It's usually second quarter, fourth quarter where he turns it on.
Shot clock at 5. Being bothered by Hornacek. Pippen had to release it. The shot clock rolling down to 1. Here's Stockton. And Kerr with a good job to stop the dribble. Hornacek trying to shake off Pippen. We're just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's the pick by Malone. Hornacek. And will it count? No. Joe Crawford said shot. The foul before the shot attempt. The WNBA set to debut a week from tomorrow. Hannah Storm, Peter Vesey will be joined, as we mentioned, by NBA Commissioner David Stern. We'll talk about that and other topics. And also we'll have an update on today's second round of the U.S. Open Golf Championship. It's all ahead on the Prudential halftime report. NBA Commissioner David Stern warming up for his little halftime session.
Well, even though Utah has the lead right now, a lot of the numbers in favor of Chicago, particularly on the glass, where Chicago leads by 5. Utah only has 2 offensive rebounds. And then at the free throw line, where Utah is just over 50%, where Chicago is really stroking it from the line and getting more attempts.
And you see the numbers: Utah 10 of 18, Chicago 13 of 16. Longley could have been called for the travel with that extra step, and it led to the turnover, but Anderson could not convert, and a foul. Longley going for the block, but instead he's picked up his 3rd personal.
Tony Kukoc got back on defense, and I thought he fouled Shannon Anderson on the play, as he felt so too, and was surprised that no whistle came and then quit on the play. You keep playing till the whistle blows. There's the pack by Tony Kukoc. Expected a whistle there, and everybody seemed to stop but Karl Malone.
It has been a very long first half for Luke Longley. And the same can be said of that man. Now 2 of 8 at the line.
You look at Karl Malone at home. Huge numbers during the playoffs and great shooting. Gets out on the road where the Jazz, as Jim Gray reported, have not been a successful franchise in the playoffs. And the numbers just aren't there, and they don't win when he doesn't have the big nights.
And in the second quarter, at the line, Malone is now 1 for 6 in the second quarter. The Jazz 41 and the Bulls 32 as this first half winds down. Marv Albert, Matt Lucas, Bill Walton. Here's Jordan. Hornacek with the rebound, and Stockton pushes it down. Ball now being played by Caffey. It was waved off. Basket will not count. Jason Caffey called for the personal. Chicago over the foul limit. So once again, Karl Malone heads to the free throw line.
Well, the Chicago Bulls finishing up this second quarter with a very small team. You got Scottie Pippen with 3 fouls. Luke Longley on the bench with 3 fouls as well. No shot blocking out on the floor for Chicago, with the exception of Michael Jordan. Utah should be forcing inside, taking it to the rim.
Well, it's one of those situations, and obviously both you fellows have had experiences at the line. Not only is Malone missing, he's now 3 of 10. He is missing in every conceivable variety. He's coming up short. He's shooting strong. He's off the side of the rim.
That was the strong point of my game, Marv. The inconsistent free throw all over the place. But Karl, the way that the big guys are bodying him out of there on the low post, forget the outside pivots, to use an inside pivot, turn and face, create some space, and then find a little short jumper.
The Jazz by 10. It matches their biggest lead of the night. 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Jordan trying to put moves on Anderson. And then met by Hornacek providing help. Kukoc for 3. Tony Kukoc hitting from downtown, from deep in the corner. 42-35 the score. The Jazz with the lead.
Michael Jordan is so good. What a perfect pass after he was completely shut down. A thing of beauty to watch.
And for Kukoc, his first field goal. Malone from Stockton. John Stockton with the one-hop setup. Down to 12 seconds remaining in the half. The Jazz by 9. Jordan setting up for a final shot, directing traffic. Out of 3. Here's Jordan getting the step and hitting. 6/10 of a second remaining. All Malone and Rodman bumping each other. Joe Crawford on the scene immediately, indicating at least one technical, and then checking it over. Let's see. Well, it's a double technical on Malone and Rodman.
Well, Karl Malone came into this final series saying he was not going to let Dennis Rodman get into his head. He was going to ignore him in every situation.
6/10 of a second remaining. They just walk it out as Karl Malone continues the discussion with Joe Crawford.
Well, as Michael Jordan taking that last shot of the half, Karl Malone, as he has been doing throughout the series, keeping Rodman on the board. But it looked like Rodman pulled at his shorts as that ball went through the basket, and finally he got the reaction from Karl Malone he's been trying to get all series long.
Michael Jordan with 12 of his 16 points in the second quarter. Karl Malone with 10 points, but not shooting well. The score at halftime, the Jazz 44, Bulls 37. Hannah and the halftime report in a moment.
The Mega Sprite bottle. It's big. It's real big. But it ain't that big.
It's big to me.
Here in Zambia, people can be so hungry that they're forced to eat these poisonous berries. Children often die because they have nothing else to eat. Looking into their eyes, you can see the pain of their struggle against poverty. It's heartbreaking. What can we do to help? Well, like me, you can become a World Vision child sponsor. I sponsor a little girl in Thailand, and through her, I've seen how World Vision changes lives by working with families and communities to provide essentials like food, medical care and education. Becoming a World Vision child sponsor was the most satisfying thing I've ever done. Right now, there are needy children waiting to be sponsored in Africa, Asia and Latin America. Please, call now, 133240. Together, we can make the world a better place.
Rush into Spotlight now for our massive $2 million craft clearance. Save up to 50% off caneware, flowers, terracotta items and wire edge ribbons. Yes, up to 50% off wooden dolls, Muslim animals, plush bears, decorations and much more. Only in Spotlight's crazy craft clearance on now.
Why not spoil yourself tonight? We're very eager to please. Prefer something a little exotic? Insatiable? Have both of us. For the hottest chickens, call Nando's.
9:35 tonight.
This girl has been under psychiatric investigation for 2 years.
I've seen the file. It's thicker than the white pages.
She's a mystery.
Heart rate back to normal.
Can't figure that.
With no plausible explanation.
I think he believes she's possessed and an exorcism may be the only cure.
Fight superstition with superstition.
But is she innocent?
I'm here to ask for help.
Or pure evil?
You don't believe it, do you?
And soon, they're all going to find out on Medivac. 9:35 tonight on 10.
7-point Jazz lead, third quarter getting underway. Utah Jazz trying to become the 7th team in the history of NBA Finals play to come back from a 3-2 deficit. Harper with the shot clock running down had it deflected away. It will be Chicago maintaining possession. No one has ever done it, winning games 6 and 7 on the road. Several teams have won game 7 on the road. Well, the Chicago Bulls are hoping to wrap it up here tonight, and Michael Jordan cuts it to a 5-point Utah lead.
2 penetrations and the line of defense in the back for Utah. Ostertag just breaks down. His knees aren't flexed. His hands aren't up. He's too slow.
Stockton and Hornacek in the backcourt. Malone, Ostertag, Russell up front. Illegal defense is the call against Chicago. That is their first.
At the end of the first half, Karl Malone walking off the court, and there's Brian Williams, and neither one of them given an inch. Playoffs have begun.
A little testy, the extracurricular activity, following some technical fouls that were handed out late in that second quarter. Malone trying to work on Rodman. Stockton trying to change that shot. He had nowhere to go with it.
the height of the guards. Stockton's not going to be able to get that shot to go.
Another thing Phil Jackson had to be upset about in that first half. 10 uncharacteristic turnovers for the Bulls.
And back comes Stockton, met by Hoffer. Malone from Stockton. Karl Malone with 12 points. The Jazz leading 46-39.
That's what Jerry Sloan was talking about at halftime. Push the ball at every opportunity. They have to get some easy baskets and not try to grind it out against the tough second-half Chicago defense.
This is a Chicago team that went 39-2 here at home during the regular season. That's the best mark. It counts in the foul. Scottie Pippen getting the friendly roll, and he's headed to the line.
Chicago has a great knack of attacking where the defense is weakest. That's Hornacek on Pippen. They just continue to roll him into the lane. Scottie too tall, too strong, more importantly, too skilled.
But it's an uncharacteristic place for Scottie Pippen. He usually is better when he just spontaneously goes in there or slashes it.
Nice play by Hornacek, and then Pippen got rejected. And look out. Whoa! Karl Malone trying to save it.
This is not something that you really like to see a lot. The wild play by Scottie. Great block. Ostertag's hands finally up. And then Karl Malone just keeps right on going. People bailing out. Wisely.
2 minutes have gone by in the third quarter. Utah with the ball up by 5. Pippen. Let's see, did he save it? No, he stepped out. Stepped out of bounds. And the ball back to the Jazz.
Well, that was absolutely horrible defense by the Chicago Bulls on that pick-and-roll situation as Dennis Rodman just way back, not ready to give any help at all on John Stockton.
No offensive rebounds in this game. There's only been one stick back for both teams in the entire game. And that was by Karl Malone for one of his 3 baskets.
Jordan on the box out of Hornacek. And as Jordan made the move, he took the hit. Michael went to the crossover. That's number 3 on Jeff Hornacek.
Well, that's a scary thing when you have Michael coming down. He had a little bump waiting there from Dennis Rodman, and then the crossover from time to time. That's when Michael might get underneath that basketball and really turn it over on the crossover, but he got the benefit of the whistle.
Movement to set it up for Pippen, but he fired one. It was way off, long way, lost it.
That's the kind of defense that Ostertag. Karl Malone strong on the run. You see the Jazz finding some sort of rhythm. Karl Malone was struggling early, couldn't find the range on even the wide open shots. Then he goes to the fadeaway, which then he gets a pick and roll, steps back, finds the range on that jumper, and now he's had 2 very good offensive sequences on the right side of the court in the third.
In fact, Karl Malone has hit his last 3 shots, just 4 of 11, though, at the foul line. Well, things may be turning for Karl Malone.
I noticed that Karl on the first free throw usually hangs in there, stays with his shot, follows through. It's on the second one when he starts to back up as he releases the shot, and he's got some bad bounces that way.
Malone hitting on both. It's the Jazz 48 and the Bulls 41. Hopper and Jordan at the guards. Rodman with Pippen and Longley up front. Pippen, 3. And Ostertag able to get to the rebound.
Terrible.
Oh, the steal! And here's Jordan trying to put the move on Ostertag, and a foul is called. Foul committed by Russell.
Now, Scottie Pippen took a horrible 3 a couple of minutes ago from the left corner, forced one here, but then saw this one coming all the way like a free safety in football, and then all Ostertag can do is grab on and hold Michael Jordan.
Never outlet cross court. Make the short one to the near side of the field.
Now Jordan posting up and finishes with the fadeaway. So Michael Jordan has 20, and he's picked it up from the second quarter on. It is a 5-point Utah lead for
Malone also getting better. What separates Jordan is great defense, Scottie Pippen, and here comes Jordan.
Jordan putting moves on Stockton. Jordan putting moves on Hornacek and going the distance. The Utah lead is down to 3. We have played 4 minutes of the third. The outside official, Steve Javie, indicating foul number 4 on Luke Longley.
Michael Jordan working in the post now, getting into the lane, surrounded by 3 Utah Jazz players, but able to hang in the air and fade. And Karl Malone thought he was fouled by Pippen, was arguing with the official all the way back. Did not help in transition defense, and that left Michael all alone with Hornacek.
Jordan just moves so much better than everybody else. The way Dr. J did, the way Elgin Baylor did.
Reaching in, trying to knock it away, was called for the foul. That's the second committed by Rodman.
Well, Dennis Rodman has had his problems guarding Malone in the post in the first half. Second half's much improved. Didn't get away with one there.
But Karl cannot let guys reach over his back when he's trying to receive down deep.
The Jazz have led by as many as 10. They've had that 10-point lead on a couple of occasions. Beautiful backdoor feed. Malone finding Stockton.
It's like automatic. Once a game, that they get that little give-and-go cut for John Stockton. He can bank it.
8 points for Stockton. But for John, only 3 assists to this point. Rodman.
Terrible shot. Jordan wide open. He's hot. And you're going to go away from him. Why?
Hornacek. Yes. Jeff Hornacek at the foot on the line. It's a 2-pointer. The Jazz up by 7. And the Bulls take a timeout with 7:13 left in the third quarter. It's the Jazz 52, the Bulls 45.
I have had a gutful of you trying to throw your weight around for no good reason.
You can guess what comes next.
I'm fired? Yes. I quit.
Great.
It's a change that will rock the foundation.
I've hired a new chief pilot.
It leaves Chris without a job.
I got a contract. It's expired. What?
Jimbo out on strike.
Look, stop all this.
And Lauren without a sparring partner.
I'm sitting here watching you two squabble like lovers.
Big Sky.
Chris, what do you think of us?
Us, you and me.
9:30 Tuesday on Channel 10.
Melita, European coffee perfection.
Is it the way it's roasted?
Do you think they use special beans?
Arabica beans. Roasted slowly.
Could it be the way they grind them? Do they play music to make the beans grow better?
It's got to be the way it's blended.
What's the Melita's secret?
You've either got, or you haven't got, style. Spruso Style is the style to get. Spruso puts you ahead on style. Your hair is a reflection of yourself. Spruso is a reflection of your hair. Your style needs Spruso for your hair. Classic stay-in-place Spruso Solid Brilliantine, or the Essential Light and Shiny Spruso Hair Tonic and Conditioner. Australian made for the Australian male. Available at pharmacies, barbers and hairdressing salons. Spruce up with Spruso.
Any more tea in the pot?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, let me do that.
Mum, be careful.
Fran.
You're right.
Isn't there something we can do about this arthritis pain?
Yes, there is. Biosal Arthritis Cream Rheumatism Rub. It couldn't be easier. Just massage a little into the painful area 3 times a day and feel the difference. Biosal gives temporary relief from arthritis pain.
Hand's not as painful these days, Mum.
Biosal helped me, I can tell you.
Not only you olds get rheumatic pain, you know.
Yeah, a pain in the neck.
Well, use Biosal then.
Just under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, and it's the Jazz by 5.
Mark, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan have over 75% of the offense for Chicago. Rodman has 0 offensive rebounds, just 7 for the entire series so far for Rodman. Last year in Seattle, 41 offense.
Oh, but a beautiful play by Dennis Rodman, a drawback foul. Offensive foul on John Stockton.
Well, Utah has had trouble with the pick and roll up here, and this is where Dennis Rodman plays it best. He actually made the little bump and the flop back. John Stockton agrees with me.
How can John Stockton knock Dennis Rodman down? Dennis Rodman's in there battling with Karl Malone.
Well, for Stockton, it's number 3. Here's Jordan putting moves on Russell. Resetting, firing. Rebounded by Ostertag.
Well, one thing Chicago could do, give the ball to Brian Williams up around the top of the key, elbows there. He can beat Ostertag off the dribble. He may not score, but it might enable Dennis Rodman to get his first offensive rebound or somebody else.
Stockton, nicely done. Off the fake, John Stockton. He has 10 points.
And it's all one-on-one for Chicago. It's Michael making his move, Scotty doing his, and everybody else standing there watching.
Utah by 7. The Bulls have missed their last 5 shots. And some sloppy pass work. Jordan. Yes! He thought it was foul.
How is that not a foul? Ostertag hammering down.
The Jazz by 5. 5.5 remaining in the third quarter. And now the foul is called on Rodman in a animated conversation with Bennett Salvatore. That's 3 on Dennis.
Terrific pass by Dennis Rodman as Michael Jordan had to hang in the air those extra couple of seconds as only he can, knowing he's in trouble with the 7'2" shot blocker, but he was just able to outlast Ostertag.
And apparently they changed the foul call. It was not Rodman. Now they say Harper. So Harper is called for his 3rd foul, and a substitution for the Bulls. Randy Brown is checked in for the first time with Howard Eisley coming on for John Stockton. A lot of whistles here in the 3rd quarter. Again, the call against Chicago. It's number 4 on Scottie Pippen.
Michael Jordan controlling everything here for Chicago. 50% shooting, the rest of the team ice cold. Michael with 50% of the points as well. I'm wondering if Dennis Rodman had thrown his arms in the air like Michael did. I bet Dennis would have got a technical foul there, which would have been his 2nd for the ejection.
And that foul by Pippen puts the Bulls over the foul limit. Ryan Russell at the line for the first time. He has 10 points.
I remember last year in Game 5 of the finals in Seattle, on about the 3rd play of the game, Dennis Rodman just running back up the floor, just kind of raised his eyebrows at referee Joe Crawford and got a technical foul.
The Jazz up by 7. Utah has led by as many as 10. Here's Pippen against the step. And it may be a flagrant. A hard foul offered up by Ostertag.
And these two have met before, Greg Ostertag and Scottie Pippen. And Scottie Pippen taking it to the basket. And that's a foul. Actually was a clean block. There may have been some contact along the way, but clearly Greg Ostertag got a good chunk of the ball, and it did not look like he was trying to take a hard foul on Scottie Pippen.
I don't think this is a flagrant foul, man. I think this is a decent block. They hit him in the head afterward, but the history between these two guys that you were mentioning, where Scottie had leg whipped him a little bit and some underneath the basket activity, and then Ostertag with a very hard foul that led to technical foul back in Utah.
I would think more from the precautionary point of view from the officials looking to stop what might happen. So they called the flagrant. Jordan got the step and held by Russell. And for Utah, that is team foul number 5. So the Bulls are also going to the line.
Chicago rediscovering what they found in Game 5 in Utah. Take the ball to the basket. When your offense is sluggish, the jump shots aren't going, drive to the goal where you may either score, get an offensive rebound, or more importantly, do this, get to the foul line.
And Jordan is now 6 of 7 at the line.
Michael Jordan, when they win, 40 attempts in 3 games, terrific average, not getting to the line at all in the losses.
We were talking earlier about the dynamic duos in the history of the NBA. Well, the duo of Jordan and Pippen have accounted for 22 of the Bulls' last 25 points. It's a 4-point Jazz lead. Eisley is playing for Stockton. Hornacek with the shot clock running down. And a foul, pushing foul on Jordan. That's his second.
Barb, I like the substitution of Randy Brown here. Steve Kerr's not been getting it done. Now Randy comes in, and Isley has been playing so well that Phil Jackson thinking a little bit of defense here with Brown.
Well, Phil Jackson went to that in an earlier game, and Utah went with the defense, realizing that Isley does a remarkable job for playing so few minutes, about 10 minutes a game, but when he comes in, rarely makes a mistake. Either he's been able to score or get the ball to the right people.
And Isley has played so aggressively on the offensive end, and in those limited minutes, that's truly remarkable.
And Hornacek shot just under 90% at the line this season. As you mentioned earlier, Bill, one of the great free throw shooters in the history of the league. 6-point Utah lead. Jordan shaking off Russell, going to the reverse. Rebounded by Williams. The Jazz 58 and the Bulls 54.
That's what I mean about the penetration right now. Brian Russell cannot keep Michael Jordan from getting to the basket.
Isley, will it count? No. Foul before the shot attempt.
Even though this looks like a wild shot for some, I think everybody in the building expects it to go in. Michael hanging in the air, twisting, turning, spinning off the glass, but all eyes on Michael, enabling Brian Williams to get the offensive board.
You see how Ostertag was a little off balance. Get the middle of your chest in front of the guy. Don't come in with the side. It gives you no chance to use either arm for the block.
Randy Brown called for the foul to put Howard Isley at the line. 4:22 remaining in this third quarter. And the Jazz up by 5. Utah trying to tie the series, looking to extend to a 7th game here on Sunday night here at the United Center. And right here on NBC, the Bulls seeking to wrap it, looking for their 5th NBA title the last 7 years. Phil Jackson motioning, looking for some movement. Shot clock at 7. Jordan fires. Rebound Williams. Brian Williams rejected by Greg Ostertag. Rebound Rodman. And a foul against Utah.
Michael, Dennis Rodman's first offensive rebound of the game, but a poor execution by the Chicago Bulls, taking way too much time to get the ball into the hands of Michael Jordan, who is right now is having his way with Brian Russell.
And you may have seen some attempted chicanery. Scottie Pippen went to the free throw line knowing that it was Dennis Rodman who was fouled. And Rodman hits the first.
For Utah, though, to have Jordan shoot a wide-open three and to give up a weak-side offensive rebound is unacceptable. Karl Malone and Ostertag have to be dominant there. Rodman can't find the second.
So the Jazz up 60-55. Rodman is first point, but he has done a good job off the boards. He has 8 rebounds. They double up on Isley. Ostertag, nice pass. Karl Malone from Greg Ostertag, and the Jazz have a 7-point advantage.
They haven't been going to Karl, but he's been getting his numbers by running the floor and moving without the ball.
Isley over to help out on Jordan. And a 3-second violation.
Good ball movement for the Jazz. Call it the high post here. Then it swings all the way around and then just slides right down the lane. Textbook basketball. Perfect execution in the half-court set.
At the other end of the floor, Howard Isley is not going to worry about Randy Brown at the offensive end. He'll be looking to help out on Jordan or Pippen.
Oh, Jordan scooped it up on the steal. The Bulls are hoping it gets the crowd going. The crowd has been quiet. They have not had much to cheer about. The level of play has not been at a high level.
Jordan just going for steals on every play here.
Utah by 5. Shot clock from 3. Hornacek. And the blocking foul is called down here. Looking for a charge on Hornacek, but it goes the other way. Foul on Rodman.
Well, Michael buzzing on defense right now, ready to dart in every passing lane, just swiping right by Brian Russell.
So 2:36 to go in the third. We'll be right back.
7:30 Wednesday. Hollywood's hottest star, Fran Drescher.
I not intimidate you at all.
Your side burned shorter than the other.
An exclusive behind-the-scenes preview of a smash movie, The Beautician and the Beast.
I always wanted to do that.
The bloopers you are never meant to see.
Oh, these people.
Her incredible rise to fame. Plus a sneak peek at the all-new series.
Actually, I've never been married. Not even once.
The Nanny and the Beast. Premieres 7:30 Wednesday.
Stocktake time at Cresta. Get 2 verticals for one low price, or 2 Venetians for one low price. And now, 2 curtains for the one low price.
In Cresta, you've got the look.
Wouldn't it be nice to just sink into that hot bubbling water and unwind? Too bad you don't own a spa. Yet. That's right, you don't have to wait a moment longer for that spa. Australian Pools and Spas 6 months interest-free sale is now on. A huge range of quality spas at incredible prices, plus interest-free terms. Call 029 683 1133. Australian Pools and Spas 6 months interest-free sale. Don't wait a moment longer for the luxury you deserve.
Ixnay on the hombre. Offspring's brand new album, Ixnay on the Hombre, in your store now.
Well, let's see how the Jazz play it now with Pippen remaining on the floor with the 4, Jeff Hornacek. Back of the line, he's 6 of 7 at the line.
Utah is not an isolation type of team where they try to go at somebody to get fouls on, other than if it's Karl Malone, where they're going to pound the ball inside. But every once in a while, whoever gets the ball, as Jeff Hornacek did there, should take the opportunity to try to drive by Scottie Pippen.
Brian Russell can get a foul on Scottie. Real key here in the third, though. Chicago has 8 offensive rebounds in the third quarter alone. You can't beat Chicago unless you take care of your defensive backboard.
The Utah Jazz have had the lead most of the way. They've led by as many as 10. And right now they're up by 7. A poor shooting third quarter. Bulls 7 of 20 from the field, and Kukoc lost it. Here comes Isley. Isley all the way. He had the 2-on-1, but elected to take the shot.
Poor spacing, 2-on-1, 1 defender back at the ball on the side and spread the court.
Just under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Pippen facing the double. Shot clock at 5. And Joe Crawford with the whistle indicating illegal defense on Utah.
Both coming down the middle of the court. When it's 1 defender back, you got to have the ball on the side. That makes the defender commit to the wing, and that allows you to pass the ball to the guy coming up the middle of the court.
These teams get so few fast breaks, they don't get enough practice at it. I've never seen teams just do not want to get out and run. Take advantage of those long rebounds and those steals as much as they should.
You played for Jack Ramsey. You know how to run the 2-on-1.
Only the first illegal defense that was called. It counts in the foul. So Pippen with the bucket, and he heads to the line. The foul committed by Hornacek, his 4th.
Now Hornacek in foul trouble. That'll bring Shannon Anderson. Terrific position this time by Scottie Pippen. The drop step and able to avoid any double team that was about to come down as Howard Isley continues to be the rover defensively. Not worried at all about Randy Brown as an offensive player.
Hornacek to the bench with 4, but as I'm watching Scottie play right now, a good time for a flop against him to try to pick up his 5th foul. Chicago comes with the press after the made free throw.
There you go. The trap, and it succeeds. Apparently a foul call. Looked like they came up with a steal, but Randy Brown reaching in, and it led to the whistle. Both teams have been over the limit for some time. here in the third quarter. The Jazz, in fact, have hit on their last 11 free throws after a poor start at the line. That by virtue of the problems that Karl Malone was having at the line at the start. So Shandon Anderson, the rookie out of Georgia, will shoot a pair. He's 3 of 4 at the foul line. Minute 39 remaining in this third quarter. It's the Jazz up by 4. Anderson connecting on 1 of 2. Utah leading 65-60.
The pace of this game, you're going to wonder what Jackson and Sloan are going to do with their normal substitution. I think the guys can go the whole way. It's been a half-court game.
George with the step. And Morris on the rebound. Isley. And set up. Here's Russell for 3. So Brian Russell with 14 points. That's his 4th from downtown. That was deflected out by the Jazz. The Bulls with 21 on the shot clock.
That's what I mean about taking advantage of an opportunity. Michael Jordan Drove missed that layup and never could get back in transition. Howard Isley took good advantage of it, breaking the defense down, getting into the lane, and finding the open man in the left corner.
Judd Bushler has checked back in. What a ball game for Brian Russell. 4 of 6 from three-point land. And a reach-in foul. It's on Chris Morris, his second.
It's so tough. Virtually, it's impossible to guard Jordan. Matt, you've seen most of his games. Which way would you send Jordan, right or left?
Well, it's so different, though. When the open floor, you try to make him go left. He's less effective. When he has the ball out on the wing, however, you can't give him baseline. He's too quick. He beats the defense to the basket. You have to force him to the middle and get help from that next defender.
And there is Scottie Pippen. Right now, Scottie sitting down, replaced by Judd Bushler. Sitting down with the 4 fouls. Utah up 68-61. Just under 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Then a big bounce back performance by the Jazz after the loss of ball. Oh, what a shot by Isley.
Randy Brown played it perfectly. Isley, outstanding player. A free agent like a lot of these Utah Jazz are.
Utah by 9. Smart's got a piece of it. Jordan way off after the fake. Bushler has to fire it. That could be a huge shot. Since Jordan did not make contact with the rim, the 24-second clock was down to 1. And Bushler hit the 3. The Jazz now leading 70-64. We come up on 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Isley kept alive by Morris. That's the end of the third quarter. So it's the Utah Jazz 70, the Chicago Bulls 64. The Jazz trying to send it to a 7th and final game here on Sunday. We'll be back here in Chicago after these messages from your local station. You are watching the NBA on NBC.
9:30 Wednesday, the sizzling premiere special.
I want to come across sexy.
The world's most beautiful supermodels bear all in the world's most exotic locations. Shake off the winter blues. 9:30 Wednesday, Sports Illustrated Swimsuit 97.
The thing that frustrates most business people is people that do not understand what their business is about. It's very important to go out and look at a person's business and to see how they operate. It's important to meet the people who are important in their business, the key players. They like the fact that we can make real decisions in line with their requirements. I have an authority to approve loans for customers up to $2 million. My customers ring me. They have a direct number to me.
Rush into Spotlight now for our massive $2 million craft clearance. Save up to 50% off caneware, flowers, terracotta items and wire edge ribbons. Yes, up to 50% off wooden dolls, muslin animals, plush bears, decorations and much more. Only in Spotlight's crazy craft clearance on now.
Is this you? Well, it's time to stop pretending. Throw down that tennis racket and try a real guitar. Bass guitar. Enroll at the Bass Institute, Parramatta Road, Annandale. All levels, all ages.
Are your kids in the mood for a little adventure?
My name's Napoleon. I'm a conqueror.
Napoleon, a hero who will capture your heart. Napoleon, another great children's adventure to add to their collection. Get the picture? Buy the video.
Ned likes to make me look ridiculous in front of strangers.
They're shameless.
Open the broad bay doors, Hal.
And brainless. Bite me. And the buzz of old jokes.
Feel one cheek. I recommend the left.
7:30 Thursday, Ned and Stacey on 10.
Utah seeking to tie the series to send it to a 7th game on Sunday for the Utah Jazz. Their first ever NBA Finals appearance. Illegal defense has been called for the 2nd time on Chicago. John Stockton heads to the line as this 4th quarter gets underway. Let's check in with Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, thanks, Marv. Phil Jackson done it last time out, trying to pump his team up, telling them they had no momentum. They had to really turn the intensity on for this last 4th quarter. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. I asked the coaching staff during the last timeout, in practice or on the plane, did they talk about that big 16-point lead they gave up in the first half of Game 5? Coaching staff said no. Jerry didn't want to talk about it. We don't play in reverse. We don't revisit things that are bad, and we play them in our minds. Marv.
All right, thanks, Jim. Kickball has been called. A new 24 presented to the Jazz. It's Utah 71 and Chicago 64.
Well, 4th quarters are when the Chicago defense gets very serious, but it's going to be hard to do right now as Michael Jordan gets a breather to start the 4th.
Stockton being played by Kerr. Here's Malone over to set the pick. Stockton. Crowd looking for a traveling violation, but no question about the foul called on Steve Kerr.
When you look at the big 4 tonight, Jordan huge as always. Scotty very good, but plagued by the foul trouble. Karl Malone working his way into it, and John Stockton now on the line just suckered Steve Kerr. Stockton has owned Steve Kerr in this series.
And for John Stockton, that's 2 of 2 at the line. Chicago Bulls fans like to think back to Game 6 of the final series of '92 against Portland. Remember, the Bulls down 15 after 3 quarters. Trailed 79-64, led by the bench. And then Michael Jordan came on for the finishing touches. They were able to win it. Pippen is fouled by Morris. So Scottie Pippen is back on the floor here at the start of the 4th quarter. Los Angeles Sparks facing Rebecca Lobo and the New York Liberty. That'll be the debut of the WNBA next Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, here on NBC. The Jazz 73 and the Bulls 66. In this 4th quarter. And yes, tried to call for time, but did not get the call on the careless pass. So the Bulls get it back. Brian Williams setting it up on Karl Malone. Here's Kerr on a quick release. Steve Kerr with a 2-pointer. It's down to 5.
And Chicago is going to have to figure out how they want to play these pick and rolls. Steve Kerr has had all kinds of problems with John Stockton on this play.
Minute and a half gone by in the 4th. Peterson way off after the setup by Stockton. Pippen, the 3. Yes. Utah needs a timeout. The Bulls are within 2, and Jerry Sloan will talk it over.
Well, the pick and roll is going to be the key play for Utah. And what Chicago has had success with in 4th quarters is having Scottie Pippen run at Stockton to get the ball out of his hands.
And here he comes again. The Jazz lead is down to 2. They've led by as many as 10. 2 minutes gone by in the 4th. Malone went by the double. Shot clock at 5. Stopped it. You saw Kerr try to draw that back. The tip was missed. And then rebounded by Williams. Utah out of the travel. Here comes Kukoc. Kerr. Bushler. Williams. Played by Malone. Ryan Williams. Stripped by Malone. Kukoc retrieves. Shot clock at 3. Williams. Back for Kukoc. And rebounded by Anderson.
That's a typical Karl Malone defensive play. Stripping the ball down low. Ryan Williams is aware of that and still laid it out for him to knock away.
MVP time for Karl Malone. No delivery. Taking away once again. There's nobody guarding him. Get to the hoop, please.
Steve Kerr setting it up for Tony Kukoc. Here's the screen by Williams. Kerr for 3. Yes! The Chicago Bulls have taken the lead for the first time since the opening minute when they led 2-0. Anderson sets it up for Malone, and he was fouled.
And I don't think it's a case of the Utah Jazz going lightly now with Jordan on the bench. It's just some of the Bulls starting to step up right now. That was all set up by Tony Kukoc's penetration. First pass to Bushler, second pass to Kerr as Michael Jordan becoming a happy cheerleader.
How important are the second units? Chicago not playing well at all. Bushler comes out, strokes that big 3 at the end of the third, and now Kerr has found his rhythm. Kukoc.
But that's why Tony Kukoc is so important to this team when he is right. But he has not been physically right with that sore foot because he can create plays.
Ball has hit 4 of his last 5 at the line. And here comes Michael Jordan. The hand is for Jud Bushler.
The great play that he made at the end of the third quarter, and the extra pass is why he's getting this kind of reaction.
Bulls with 10 unanswered points, capped off by the 3 by Steve Kerr. So Karl Malone converts 1 of 2, and he's tied the game at 74. 8.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
I don't think Kukoc could guard Hornacek down there deep. The other way around, excuse me.
A Kerr for 3. And last touch by Williams. It will be Utah ball. The Bulls trailed by 9 in the opening minute of the fourth quarter. They began to pick it up late in the third. They trailed by as many as 10 in the first half. The game is tied at 74. Malone. Yes. Karl Malone got the roll. So Malone has picked it up in the second half. Now has 19, and Utah leads by 2.
Scottie Pippen gun shy to come down and double team Malone. He got hurt a couple of times in the first half. That enables Malone to get in the lane.
Oh, Jordan had the step, and then was stripped. It will be Chicago ball.
Karl Malone in the hoop. We've been chastising him for fading away. This time he rolls right in and gets the friendly bounce. Finally.
Jordan. Yes. And he's tied the game at 76. 31 points for Michael Jordan.
I don't think you got Michael Jordan. Oh, what a pass.
Anderson. Willing to stop. He thought he was fouled.
And Jerry Sloan livid. There was no call.
Jordan being played now by Hornacek. Goes right at him. Beats him off the dribble. And then lost his balance. And the ball kicked out of bounds. The last touch by the Jazz.
Well, what would have been so important about that last play as Scottie Pippen got caught peeking at Karl Malone, his man back cut, and he blocked the shot from behind. It would have been Scottie Pippen's 5th foul. Here comes Pippen on Shannon Anderson from behind.
all ball. Jerry Sloan very upset. He was looking for the foul call, obviously, on Pippen.
They've all been deceived.
Follows me everywhere.
They've all lied.
She's not in that line of work anymore.
Now what they'll do to get what they want
I just want you to blow the lid on them.
is more than mean.
First we get rid of the photos, then we get rid of Nick.
It's despicable.
Leave me alone.
As soon as you give me $1,000.
But there's one thing you can always count on. Amanda always gets a man.
Well, your wait's over.
Tuesday night's always a bitch.
So shut up and get to work.
8:30 Tuesday on 10. Melrose Place.
What do you reckon? New TV's good?
These work better with me, feel it?
Oh, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. A fire in a house involving a barbecue, eh?
They've obviously broken in here.
No, it's always been broken.
I haven't got that.
So they've forced the window open?
No, they never force the window open. They always leave the window open. How do you expect my cat to get in and out?
But not with Direct Dial. We won't insure bad risks, so the good risks will really save, which we think is only fair. Call now, 131 929.
Discover the brilliant colours of nature with Napro Country Colours. So easy to use. Just twist and apply for rich, natural colour that lasts through 24 washes. Napro Country Colours. Breathtaking colour, healthy hair.
What are you doing right now? Yeah, so am I. I love it. Me too. Are you really? I am. Want to chat? You know what to do. Call NightNet anytime. Day or night. Especially night. 1-900-143-111.
These aerial views of Chicago being brought to you by Goodyear. 7:05 remaining fourth quarter. The game is tied at 76. A moment ago, there was some concern over at the Chicago bench. You see the drive by Michael Jordan and hit the floor, landed on his wrist. And they checked it out. Chicago trainer Chip Schaefer over to take a look at the wrist of Michael Jordan. Let's check in with Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, Marv. Chip Schaefer was just over asking Mike how the wrist was. It's a little bit sore, but he was fine. Marv?
All right, Ahmad, and Michael Jordan remaining on the floor. 12 on the shot clock. Scottie Pippen. And Utah looking for a tie-up. Joe Crawford saying, now discussing with Steve Javie, but calling the foul on Stockton, and that is number 4 on Stockton.
Breakdown defensively for Utah. You can't let a guy just set a screen and then walk in uncontested for a layup attempt.
And Michael Jordan sets that all up because on underneath out-of-bounds play, you are so worried about where Jordan is going. It creates opportunities for his teammates.
And both teams have 2 team fouls. Jordan on the pull-up. And rebounded by Russell. Well, they made a change on that foul. It's Hornacek, not Stockton. Here's Hornacek firing. Yes, a 3 out for Jeff Hornacek, who now has 5 fouls. So Hornacek with 5 and Stockton with 3. And the Jazz up 79-76. And deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. So it will be Chicago ball. Look at the foul rundown. 5 on Hornacek, 4 apiece on Longley, Pippen, and Williams. Jordan.
You can't just open up the floodgates.
Well, there's no shot blocker in there. The whole weak side defense had their back turned. As Michael has been thinking, take the ball to basket. You better have some help in there.
It is a 1-point Utah lead. 33 for Jordan. Anderson got the step. And Pippen had a kind of pullback. Did not want to pick up number 5.
Mark, Matt pointed out earlier that Scottie's just chasing that ball all the time. So who's ever matched up with Scottie can get wide open.
Jordan. And Malone trying to keep it alive, knocked it out of bounds, so it will be Chicago maintaining possession.
Michael Jordan just able to overpower Shandon Anderson. Nothing Hornacek could do. He's playing with 5 personal fouls. Karl Malone, not a shot blocker, up high, had his back turned anyway.
The layup game was just called on the Jazz. 5:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Jazz up by 3 points. And it knocked away, and again, last touched by Malone.
Multiple opportunities. Everything under the basket is going Chicago's way. Karl Malone frustrated, Jerry Sloan disappointed. Malone has got to take over this defensive backboard. Snatch some balls, knock some shots down.
Kukoc, played by Hornacek, with 5 fouls. Kukoc goes around Hornacek.
Oh, that's what Tony Kukoc could do. Have not seen it at all in the series till that play.
That's the matchup I was trying to get to, but I had it flip-flopped.
The Jazz by 1. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the fourth.
Again, Bernie, Scottie Pippen, and Shandon Anderson could not convert the layup.
That's the second time he's playing the layup, and this time Jordan comes right back. Anderson thought he was fouled, no foul called, and the Bulls have taken a 1-point lead. Here's the trap on Stockton, and a foul. A holding foul. And the foul on Pippen, that's his 5th.
Scottie gambling, as Matt has been pointing out, and Shandon Anderson cannot get this layup. Should have taken it up strong side. There was nobody there to contest. Now, Jim Gray has been telling us that Utah has to come to the ball and not run away from it against the Chicago press.
What do you do with Pippen? You keep him on the floor here. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. He looked over at the bench. Kukoc on the intercept. Scottie Pippen is playing with 5. He and Phil Jackson just had communication, in fact.
I think you got to leave him in right now. There's very little time left.
And the foul on Russell. Tony Kukoc emerging as a major factor, a very tough matchup for Utah.
Experienced players know how to play with 5 fouls. Scottie Pippen has basically been a rover anyway, has not had individual defense responsibilities, but obviously he has to be careful.
Both teams have 3 team fouls. Jordan, Russell has fallen down, but Jordan could not take advantage. Hornacek playing with the 5, racing it down. Played aggressively by Kerr. Russell for 3.
Denver had a good look at it. Was looking to pass initially.
Kukoc trying to avoid the charge. The officials check it over. It's Chicago ball.
That brings a look of bewilderment to Jerry Sloan.
And Scottie Pippen just looked over here. I think he said, I got away with one there. I thought he slapped that ball out of bounds.
Just under 4 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter. The Bulls hoping to wrap the series in this game number 6. The Jazz looking to extend to a 7th game. Jordan with the spin. Yes! And the Bulls lead by 3, 84-81. Whistle, and it's Salvatore calling the foul. Let's see. May have been Rodman.
A moment ago, Scottie Pippen slapping that ball at half court. They did not call a foul, and then Jordan comes right back and drills that baseline jumper unguardable.
And it was Rodman on the personal. That is his 4th. And the 4th team foul on Chicago. Utah has 3. Malone over Rodman.
Yes.
So Karl Malone with a big bucket as we come up on 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Bulls lead by 1.
Well, Karl is battling much harder for that low post position in this game than in last, and Rodman can't handle him inside.
But Karl can't get the defensive rebound.
However, Joe Crawford with the call against Utah. As Mike Michael Jordan was sent to the floor by Karl Malone. That's 3.
Well, no surprises here. Michael Jordan has been the man in the fourth quarter. So far in this one, 8 points as he drives by Shannon Anderson. Pulls up too quickly over Hornacek, and then the turn-away jump shot over Brian Russell as Michael Jordan wants that ball in his hands. And it has been all the fourth quarters where Michael Jordan has done the most damage, averaging just under 11 in that fourth quarter.
And Michael Jordan with 37 points on 14 of 32 shooting. Scottie Pippen with 23. Let's check in with Jim Gray.
All right, Marv, during that timeout, Jerry Sloan very encouraging to his guys. Said to Shandon Anderson with a smile, keep going there. If you got the layup, next time you'll make it. Looked at Brian Russell, said, you got an open shot, take it. He was laughing, smiling, and having a good time. Something rare in this instance. Marv?
All right, Jim, yes, the Jazz with several opportunities here in the last couple of minutes. Both teams with 3 conventional timeouts. They each have a 20. Russell deflects it out of bounds. 12 on the shot clock. 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go. In the fourth quarter, it is Chicago ball, and they lead by 1.
Chicago can get Kukoc in the paint when they want it.
Here's Jordan. Rodman's back tap handled by Stockton. And the Jazz with an opportunity to recapture the lead. Stockton using the screen. Sets it up for Hornacek. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan saw the opening and then gave it up to Kerr. Jordan. The Bulls 86 and the Jazz 83.
How you respond to pressure, that's going to determine this game. It's been Jordan Hughes so far. Now it's Karl Malone's time to battle the MVP.
Well, Hornacek had to save that pass. Russell for 3. An enormous shot by Brian Russell. He's 5 of 8 from downtown. He's tied the game at 86.
Terrific job by Jeff Hornacek just to get rid of the ball, get it out to Shannon Anderson, who doesn't want to shoot it, but got it to somebody who will.
A minute and a half left in the fourth. Pippen. Scottie Pippen on the follow. And the tip missed by Wagner. Gathered in by Stockton. Stockton checking with Jerry Sloan at the bench. 1:15 remaining. The Jazz desperately trying to stay alive to send it to a 7th and deciding game. Oh, we come up on 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. The game is tied at 86. Jordan with the step. Jordan not able to hit. He thought he was fouled. And it's Utah ball with 45 seconds to go in the fourth.
And finally a defensive rebound for Karl Malone. The shot clock's in their favor if they play it smart.
10 on the 24. Stockton getting the screen. Stockton with the pass. Finding Anderson. Missed on a reverse. And a timeout is called by Chicago.
Shannon Anderson having all kinds of trouble around the basket, going up for the shot. And keep an eye on Scottie Pippen. He is going to touch the rim right there before that shot is even reached. Actually grabbed it. Jerry Sloan all over the officials, wanting a goaltend there. Steve Javie just came over and explained, saying the official said that ball had no chance to go in, wasn't involved in the shot, no goaltend.
And Scottie hit the rim and then just put his hand on it. He didn't hang on it. The ball had no chance to go in, and the grab didn't affect the shot.
Let's check in with Ahmad over at the Chicago bench.
All right, Marv, no surprise. During that timeout, Michael Jordan kept saying over and over, give it to me, give it to me. So he will be isolated. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, Ahmad. Well, Jerry Sloan was saying, don't run away from Michael. Stay with him this time. Whatever you do, stay with him. If you're picked off him, get right back to him. Mark?
All right, Jim, 25 seconds in regulation. Game tied at 86. 4-second differential between the 24-second clock and the game clock. It is Michael Jordan time. Scottie Pippen looking for Michael Jordan. Checks the clock. 5 on the 24. Here's Jordan. Did not have the shot. Kerr does. 5 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The Jazz take a timeout. Well, Steve Kerr with 7 of his 9 points in the fourth quarter. You'll recall he missed a very important shot in Game 4 that led to the Chicago loss to Utah. Remember the statement from Charles Barkley about a month ago? If he had a game on the line, 1 shot to take, the man to take it, according to Barkley, would be Steve Kerr.
Well, he wanted it and he told Michael Jordan in that huddle, as LeVar Rashad told us, if my man leads to double Stockton, I am stepping right into that shot, and Steve let it go with confidence.
Now the question is, how will the Jazz play it? You look for the best possible shot, you look for the 3, you look for the 2.
On the move, go with either Stockton, preferably on the move to set up Brian Russell or Shandon Anderson.
Well, Russell will inbound. He's been the hot man from 3-point range. And they took the delay of game. They wanted to get a look at what Utah was about to do. 5 seconds remaining in regulation. The inbound. In the last 7 years, just 0.6 of a second remaining. It's a 4-point lead. Or will. Now probably they'll say now it's over. The clock did run out. The Utah Jazz indicating that there still should have been 0.6 of a second remaining. But the indication is it is all over. The Bulls have won the title by defeating the Jazz 90-86. It is Bedlam here at the United Center. In 7 years for the Utah Jazz, the conclusion to what has been a terrific season. A record of 64-18, a franchise record, but this is how it concluded for the Jazz.
Marv, the height of Tony Kukoc on the inbounds pass, he deflected that ball, and when it bounced, Scottie just dove for it, and then the finishing slam for Kukoc to cap it.
And with Shandon Anderson on the floor, not really a threat, Scottie Pippen looking to hang in the middle of the floor, so quick to it, and then having the wherewithal to knock it loose to Kukoc before he can get fouled.
And Phil Jackson, so calm, still at peace with himself. And then the triumphant fist in the air. And he starts whistling, the true sign of a coach.
MVP here in Chicago. That's directed to Michael Jordan, who finished as the runner-up in the regular season to Karl Malone. The celebration continues here at the United Center in Chicago.
Well, it was obviously Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen carrying the offensive load, but they desperately needed their supporting cast, not with any mammoth numbers or anything like that, but just key plays here and there. They got it from Judd Bushford. They got it from Tony Kukoc on that last defensive play. And did they ever get it from Steve Kerr on the game-winning field goal?
And then when it was all over, Karl Malone goes by and congratulates Phil Jackson. An emotional moment there, very tough and disappointing. You don't get this far very many times. And then the two MVPs, Jordan and Karl Malone.
For the trophy presentation, let's join with Ray Clay on the public.
Now for the trophy presentation, here's NBC's Ahmad Rashad.
Well, they had this party here last year, and once again the Chicago Bulls are the 1997 champions. Now for the presentation of the 1997 championship trophy, and I'm joined by Jerry Reinsdorf, chairman, Jerry Krause, vice president of operations, co-captains Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, head coach Phil Jackson, and now for the presentation of the award, here's the commissioner, David Stern.
Two great teams showed the world the best of NBA basketball, but there can only be one champion. And the Chicago Bulls are the 1997 NBA champions. An extraordinary effort. Congratulations, Chicago. Congratulations, Chicago Bulls. Congratulations, these spectacular players. Here it is, the trophy.
Present the most valuable player award for 1997 finals. Once again, here's the commissioner.
Who could it be? 5 finals, 5 championships, 5 MVPs. He showed us he's the best basketball player in the world. He's got the most courage we've ever seen. Congratulations, Michael Jordan, 1997 Finals MVP.
Out of 7 years, Mr. Reinsdorf, you got to feel like this is, in fact, a dynasty.
Well, it's incredible. It never gets less exciting, but we beat an incredible team. I mean, this is the toughest team that we played in the playoffs, and they really ought to be co-champions. What a courageous team Utah has, and what a great victory for our club and for our fans. Tonight, as great as our players were, the energy and the life in this building, I know, made the difference of putting them over the top. So thank you, all the fans of the Chicago Bulls.
Come on up, Phil. Now, I know the destination is important, but I know that you enjoyed this journey this year.
No, I didn't enjoy this journey. This was filled with injuries and suspensions, but we had a great run, didn't we? It was wonderful. I want to take my hat off. Let me put it on. I want to take my hat off to the 2 leaders on this team, Scotty and Michael, who did a wonderful job.
Phil, before you get out of here, Phil, see, it was so much fun this time. We're going to do it again next year?
Oh, man. I don't know. 3 times is nice. I know that. I can't remember when it was.
But you think you guys will get together and do it all again?
Oh, tough question to ask us right now. We're just enjoying what we're doing.
Celebrate. Go ahead and celebrate. Yeah. Michael, you're named MVP, but as you accepted the trophy, you said to Scotty that he was your MVP.
Scottie Pippen, we're a tandem. It's hard to split us up. He means a lot to me when I go out and play on the basketball court. He relieves a lot of the pressure that I have to deal with. I try to do the same for him. It's hard to take this MVP by myself. He's got to take half of it. I take the trophy, he may get the car.
Scotty, the first one had to be real sweet. What about the 5th one?
This one is great. It was a lot tougher for us, a very difficult task to beat the Utah Jazz. We take our hats off to them. They gave us a hell of a series, but we stepped up as champions should do, and we brought it back home for number 5.
Yes, sir! Jerry Krause, it's got to be a proud moment for you.
Proudest moment I've had in a long time, and you're the greatest fans in the world, and that's what this is all about. Thank all of you.
All right, congratulations, Jerry. All right, let's throw it out to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmad. I'm here with Steve Kerr and his son. Steve, that big shot. Michael was double teamed. You ended up with the ball. Tell us about it.
Well, Michael told me during the timeout to be ready. He said, Stockton's going to come and double me. You be ready. I said, I'll make one for you.
How many times have you watched that tape of John Paxson in the championship against Phoenix, and was that the same feeling?
I'll tell you what, it's been pretty tough to live up to John Paxson and what he did. And I'm just glad I finally made one of those big shots.
The feeling on the bench, everybody knew the ball was going to Michael, and then you ended up with it. Were you surprised? Ahmad Rashad said that you told Michael coming out of the huddle, I'm going to be open because they're going to double team you guys.
Well, Stockton's been leaving me all series, and I haven't made shots, and it's about time I made one.
All right, Steve, congratulations.
Thanks.
Let's send it back now to Marv Albert.
All right, thank you, Jim. Friday the 13th, certainly a lucky day, a very fortunate day for the Chicago Bulls. They're able to follow up on the record-breaking season of a year ago. So in summing up for the Chicago Bulls, it is their 5th championship in the last 7 years. A Chicago team that featured one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest players the sport has ever seen. In 1991, Michael Jordan dazzled the NBA world, and we watched as he rejoiced over his first championship. His will to win carried through to 1992, never ceasing to amaze us, and sometimes even himself. And while the odds of a three-peat were against them, pride and determination won out. And in 1993, Michael left the game with 3 titles. In his absence, this was the only banner the Bulls were able to add to their rafters. Last year, he helped put the final touches on the most remarkable basketball season that a team has ever had. And now 1 year later, the world is again marveled at number 23. Michael Jordan is a superstar in the true sense of the word, a basketball icon, and once again a champion. And from what we've heard here tonight from the post-game conversation, it sounds like we have not seen the last of Michael Jordan. From all of us at NBC Sports, it has been a pleasure to be a part of bringing this all to you. A 1997 season that has concluded with a dynamic NBA Final Series. We thank you so much for joining us throughout, and thanks so much.